Good morning, kids. Good afternoon. Dad here again. It is Monday, March 23rd, 2026. It's 1:59 in the afternoon. It is a Monday, start of a new week. And despite not having seen you in 2.5 weeks now, my heart meter is doing okay. It's about halfway full. Yesterday being a rest day helped a lot. And woke up this morning ready to attack the week, right? And I was able to start with my morning men's support group meeting. And then did some yoga. Jumped into work. And got a nice workout in. Nice workout session in the barn, lifting some weights. And then when I showered, I shaved for you guys tomorrow, because I get to see you tomorrow, God willing. And realized how sunburned my chest is still. It's just like itchy. But I want to talk about one thing today. Something kind of cool that happened yesterday. I don't know if I shared it. But there's this morning meditation meeting I do on Sundays. And we meditate as a group. There's about 20 of us or so. We just get together online. We go through like a 20-minute meditation. Then there's normally a lead speaker who will share like a 15-minute reflection on whatever. Typically something along the lines of how they came to find meditation helpful in their life, how there's some of the tools they use to find a life that's more happy, joyous, and free. And yesterday, I got on the meeting at 10:03 a.m. and all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, Ryan's here, perfect." I'm like, "Uh-oh," thinking they're making fun of me for joining 3 minutes late, right? And they're like, "Can you give the lead share today?" I'm like, happy to be helpful. So I had like no time to think about it. And I had to give like the 15-minute like lead speaker kind of thing for a meeting of like 20 people. And it's funny because a year, 2 years ago, I would never be able to do something like that. I wouldn't have known what to talk about. But yesterday was kind of neat. I was able to I looked, there was 16 people in the meeting at the time. So I flipped in this blue book I have that I read every day. I flipped to page 16 and I read the first sentence on page 16. And the first sentence on page 16 says, "We meet frequently so that newcomers may find the fellowship they seek." So I just read that line, and then I talked for about 10, 15 minutes about why I go to so many of these support group meetings. And for me, the short answer is back in 2024, when I made a decision to stop drinking alcohol and to stop using any substances that take me out of a sober state of mind. I was told by some people I respected that I should go to 90 meetings in 90 days to learn how to live without alcohol or chemicals. And I thought, me being the mentality I was, I thought, well, if they said 90, I should do probably double that. I should do 180. So I went to 184 meetings in 90 days. And a lot of them were on Zoom, on the internet. And I would do, an hour and a half per meeting. And I would start my day with one, and I would end my day with one. And after about 2 weeks, it was a miracle. I'd gone 2 weeks without having a single beer. I hadn't gone 2 weeks without having a beer before in quite a long time. And after about 60 days, I did these 12 steps. I went through 12 steps, 12 actions I had to take to get closer to God, to get right with my past, to make it so I could sleep at night and I could look in the mirror and be at peace with myself, and so I could be a lot better person and of service to other people. And since then, I've just been on cloud nine. Just every day, more happy, joyous, and free than I can explain. And maybe you've seen some of that in the times we've gotten to get together at Michael's office. So yesterday, when I had to give that 10, 15-minute talk to that group of people, without having time to plan, I just read that one sentence. Then I talked about why I still to this day, a year and a half later, why I still go to about 2.5 meetings a day. I go to 2 to 3 meetings a day. Some days I even go to 4 or 5. And it's because at this point, I find that, one, I have a lot of friends at those meetings. I've gotten to meet a lot of people. I've got to meet them in person. I've give them hugs, handshakes. I've gotten to know them. And even the ones I haven't met, they're in the same meetings over and over, so I get to know them pretty well. Find out what they're going through. And based on what I've gone through, sometimes by sharing, I don't give them advice, but sometimes I can tell them, I remember going through that, and here's what I did, and it worked for me. Or here's what I tried, and it didn't work for me. And they can choose whether or not they want to, follow that example or not. It's up to them. But that's one reason I do it. Another reason is because I've been, since December 17th, 2024, incredibly happy compared to how I used to be. And I think I've been a better version of myself, a much better version, the best version I've ever been in my life. And if meetings were a part of that, why stop? Why stop? I wake up, I pray every day, I go to that meeting. It's kind of my routine, kind of my ritual. So yesterday was pretty neat to be put on the spot without any time to plan and speak for 10, 15 minutes about why I go to meetings, just based on a sentence in the book. Random page I flipped to, read the first sentence in the book, was able to talk about it. And hopefully, I think, maybe, one or two things I said may have been helpful to somebody on that meeting. Maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe they're struggling, trying to figure out how to deal with their challenges in life. Maybe they heard something that was helpful to them. That's what I prayed for anyways. That I could say at least one thing to help one person. And I was just kind of reflecting when I was going to bed last night how neat it is to have gotten so deep into a program that has helped me in such amazing ways that I can, on no notice, flip to a random page in a book and share some things that can help others. So, anyhow, it's a big part of my life nowadays, going to those, at least 2 meetings a day, sometimes 3 or 4. And thought I'd share that with you guys. Maybe someday, it'd be really cool if you guys wanted to join me for one. Maybe when you turn 18, you can join me for one of those meetings. See what Dad did to really turn his life around and get to a place where I wake up every morning excited. I tend to do pretty good things throughout the day. I don't have to make many apologies anymore. I don't screw up much. And when I do screw up, I admit it and I make an apology right away. And be cool to have you join me in one of these meetings someday. So, anyhow, get to see you guys in 28 hours. I'm psyched for it. I've got some stuff for you. I got my sketchbook to bring you. I've got a couple of pictures, some before and after pictures, some from the hockey tournament. And I've got some coloring book pages based on some pictures we took at Michael's office for you guys. So I'm excited. A couple little sentimental, little souvenir type items for you. So anyhow, love you kids, thinking of you. We'll talk soon.